New York. The name is a promise, a myth, a city sold on postcards of impossible towers and blinding lights. We arrive, searching for the dream in Times Square's roar, Central Park's calm, a perfect pastrami on rye. This is the New York of movies and songs, a spectacular show we all pay to see, but every magic trick relies on misdirection. The spectacle hides what's just off stage, in the shadows of those skyscrapers. There's another island here, not Manhattan or Staten, but an island of experience. Here, the city's energy isn't a thrill, but a threat. The noise is the grind of survival, not ambition. This New York doesn't make the travel brochures. Its residents are too busy surviving to pose for pictures. It's a place of struggle, quiet dignity, and a resilience that's both heartbreaking and beautiful. To find it, you ride the train to the end of the line, past gentrified blocks and cracked pavement. This isn't a culinary journey. It's a look at what it means to be poor in the richest city on earth. It's about the people who make the dream possible for others, while their own dreams are put on hold. Here, the city's pulse is frantic and anxious, the sound of stubborn locks, cold radiators, and early sanitation trucks. This is the New York where a single cocktail's price could feed a family for days. It's a world away, yet right here, hidden in plain sight. If we want to understand this city, we have to be willing to look. Forget the Empire State View. For millions, New York is a sixth-floor walk-up in the Bronx or a basement in East New York. The skyline is a distant silhouette, a world you can see but can't touch. The postcard is a lie, or at least a cruel simplification. The real picture is worry etched on a mother's face, exhaustion on a man after a 12-hour shift, washing dishes he'll never afford to eat from. Tourists are guided away from this reality. The tour bus skips the streets where bodegas are the only fresh produce, where food pantries have lines before dawn. The contrast is jarring. A tourist spends hundreds on Broadway. A home health aide debates skipping a meal to buy her daughter's prescription. Both are New York stories, but only one gets told. The other is the city's inconvenient truth, the backstage drama propping up the main performance. This isn't an indictment of visitors. It's an invitation to see the city's soul in its people, all of them. Their New York is a relentless series of compromises, a daily battle fought with grit and weary grace. To ignore their story is to miss the heart of New York. Before sunrise, the city moves not Wall Street's hustle, but the quiet shuffle of people heading to jobs that start before dawn. This is 4 a.m. New York construction workers, hospital orderlies, deli clerks. Their labor is the invisible scaffolding holding the city up. For many, life is a patchwork of gigs, morning coffee shop shifts, afternoon food deliveries, late-night office cleaning. There's no safety net. A sick day is a crisis, a broken bike a catastrophe. The search for work is a job itself, endless applications, day labor aligns a system that feels rigged. It's the anxiety of not knowing where next week's income will come from. This is the symphony of the hustle street vendors, collectors, subway musicians, all playing their part in the city's survival. It's not the hustle culture glorified in magazines. It's hustle born of necessity, a relentless effort just to stay afloat. Every day is a new improvisation, and yet the city keeps moving because they do. I met Maria in her cramped Bushwick apartment, the air thick with onions, garlic, and slow-cooked pork. She's lived here 20 years. The rent goes up, food costs more, her husband's hours were cut, so she cooks. It's not a business, but a lifeline. Her kitchen, tiny and worn, is the heart of her world. With a few dollars ingredients, she creates food that's more than sustenance. It's a connection to home, to culture, to hope. Each pastel she wraps is an act of defiance. Even with little, you can create something of value. People think New York is all fancy restaurants, she laughs. My kids see them on TV. I tell them my food is better. And it is. It has to be. The secret ingredient in the kitchens of the poor is necessity, love, and the knowledge that a shared meal is a form of wealth. Maria's story isn't unique. Across the city, people turn skills into survival. Braiding hair, mending clothes, babysitting, cooking. These informal economies are the lifeblood of their communities, built on trust and mutual support. They keep families afloat when formal systems fail. This is the taste of survival in New York. Not glamorous, not trendy, but honest and nourishing. It's a daily miracle performed in kitchens like Maria's. The city's real flavor is found here, not in Michelin stars. It's resilience, served hot. And it's what keeps New York alive. In New York, the ultimate dream isn't fame. It's the rent. The search for affordable housing is a brutal, soul-crushing sport. Rent-stabilized apartments are spoken of like myths. Finding one is like winning the lottery. The city's housing lottery offers hope, but for most, it's a bureaucratic mirage. I met David, a security guard in Flatbush. 6 years on the affordable housing list, still waiting. You see new towers go up and think, maybe this time, but it's never for you, he says. You feel like a ghost in your own city. His family of 4 shares a 1-bedroom. Privacy is a luxury long gone. The alternative is the unregulated market. Exorbitant fees, crumbling buildings, landlords with all the power, fear of rent hikes, leaky pipes, and retaliation for complaints is constant. This lack of stable housing infects every part of life. How can a child study or a parent plan when home is uncertain? Housing isn't just shelter, it's the foundation of a life. For too many, that foundation is built on sand, and the city keeps building, but not for them. Look around any Manhattan street, gleaming windows, clean lobbies, hot coffee. Someone made it all possible. The city runs on invisible workers, the hands behind the scenes. Their labor is essential, but their humanity is often overlooked. This invisibility takes a toll, physical and emotional strain that accumulates over time. It's the ache in the housekeeper's back, the burn in the delivery worker's lungs, the cashier's forced smile. The strain is visible if you know where to look. Hunched shoulders, weary eyes, calloused hands. These are the marks of a life spent in service, often for barely survivable wages. The city demands their energy and gives little back, yet there's pride, a job done well, providing for family, dignity in the face of indifference. They may be invisible to many, but not to each other. Their struggle is the city's silent heartbeat. The New York subway is more than transit, it's a shelter for many. When shelters are full or unsafe, trains become a refuge, a seat, a roof, a few hours of warmth. It's a life in motion, a nomadic existence underground. On late-night trains, you see a community of circumstance, people with all their possessions, staking out small territories. They know which lines are best for sleeping, which stations are safest. This is the raw edge of the housing crisis. What happens when all other options are gone? The people on the trains aren't a monolith. Veterans, jobless, youth from foster care, those struggling with illness or addiction. Their presence is an uncomfortable truth, a problem many would rather ignore. The journey is endless. The end of the line just a pause before the loop begins again. It's a life of profound isolation, surrounded by millions. For these New Yorkers, the subway isn't a way to get somewhere, it is the somewhere, and the city rides on, above and below. In a city that can feel cold, you learn to look for small mercies. They're there. The bodega owner who lets you pay next week, the neighbor sharing food, the stranger giving up a seat. These aren't grand gestures, but in the daily struggle, they feel monumental. Here's the city's true character. Not in headlines, but in quiet moments of connection. It's a community of shared struggle, solidarity as resistance. It's a refusal to let the city's harshness extinguish empathy. And then there's courage, not cinematic, but the daily kind. The courage to get up every morning, to work 2 jobs, to learn a new language, to hope against the odds. This courage is the city's most valuable resource, the fuel that keeps it running. It's the belief that tomorrow might be better, even when yesterday was hard. Laughter on a cracked sidewalk, kids playing. These moments are not exceptions, but essentials. They prove the human spirit is more resilient than any skyscraper, and that's the real strength of New York. So what is the real New York? It's not one thing, it's everything all at once. Blinding lights and flickering bulbs, tasting menus and soup kitchens, penthouses and crowded apartments. The city contains these contradictions. To pretend otherwise is a comforting lie. The luxury is built on labor, the dream on struggle. To love New York is to love all of it, the grit and the glamour, the pain and the promise. The stories of Mariah, David, and countless others aren't footnotes. They are the narrative. Next time you're here, see the sights, eat the food, feel the energy, but look deeper. See the people making your experience possible. Acknowledge them. Their struggle doesn't diminish the city's magic. It makes it more real, more complex, more worthy of admiration. Empathy is a choice, to look beyond the surface, to listen to harder stories, to recognize our shared humanity. The real New York isn't a destination to consume, it's a vast, complicated community to understand. Support local businesses, learn about organizations fighting for justice, and listen. Because the story of New York is only half told. The rest is waiting in the wings.